Oh, there you are. I forgot where my camera was. Normally I can see myself. Welcome back to the Graybeard Podcast. I am Jim. No applause. I'm in the captain's chair again tonight. Pat's out on a boat fishing, so hope you're having a great day, Patty. Hopefully I don't fuck this up. But with me this evening, I have my good friend Easy.
Yeah.
And there he is right there. And he's brought along a guest with him, someone that's new to me and someone that's new to the podcast. And we're going to introduce him. And, everybody's going to, get to know him. We're going to get intimate with Mr. Rose. Say hello to Mr. Rose.
What's good, everybody?
Let's see. Where's the... There it is.
Hey.
I suck at that. This is why I have somebody else do this for me, especially now I don't have my freaking glass. Like we talked about, I'm blind, so I can't even see what I'm doing.
Right.
But anyways, so you're a photographer out here in Jacksonville. Are you originally from Jacksonville?
I'm from Jax. I stay in Tallahassee, though.
Okay. Okay. So did we bring you out here today? Or were you already out here on some business?
Both.
Both?
I try to make, what is it, two birds, one stone?
Yeah.
Okay. I see you're a Fuji shooter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? What kind of camera is that?
GFX 50S, so medium format.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Down to the T.
Down to the T. I've honestly, I think you might be my first Fuji shooter in here.
That's great.
Yeah. So congratulations on that. I guess it's an achievement. But, I mean, it's so refreshing to see because everybody's either Canon or Sony these days.
Right.
Very few Nikons and even less Fuji. And that is a mamma jamma of a camera you got there.
Yeah, she got a BBL.
My dude said BBL. She does got a BBL and a BBF because that's a big old lens on the front you got there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're from Jacksonville. You guys have like similar. I poured over your page a little bit. I already know all his stuff, but you guys have like very similar styles. Would that be okay to say?
I can see that. I can see that.
I don't mean exact. I just mean that you kind of edit similarly and you shoot.
Yeah.
The way you work with your models and stuff like that. What got you into photography, man?
Let's just say I wanted a way to keep my money clean.
Keep your money clean.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that. Explain that.
I just wanted to keep myself out the streets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Did you have was there a lot of opportunities for the streets?
A lot.
It always
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
A lot.
Out
Very
here in
tempting.
out here in Jax, right? Or were you more
Both.
Oh, both.
Yeah. Both of them is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, I know that shit can happen, man. For sure. Well, I'm glad you chose this path. How long ago was it that you started? What'd you say?
It's June, so 2 years, 6 months now.
Damn, down to the nose again.
Yeah.
2 years, 6 months. He's got his numbers are on point tonight.
He got a notepad. He put
Yeah,
everything up.
it's like a little digital Rolodex. Cool, man. So Fuji, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, 2 years, 6 months. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And your name is Rose. What is your social for everybody? So it's
My social?
mm-hmm.
Rose.shots with a Z at the end.
Rose.shots. Okay. So y'all both have Z's in your name. Nothing. That's just coincidence, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So tell me about your style that you've developed over the past, 2 years or so.
I think more so my style, when I've gotten into photography, I noticed a lot of like models, everything that emphasized on them was like body instead of face. So I try to focus on face shots and making sure everything is captured in a way where it's like not too provocative, even if it is a provocative shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much it.
Very interesting. How long have you been working with models and whatnot?
Probably since I started.
Since you started?
Yeah.
So you grabbed a camera and immediately just started shooting? That kind of like for fun?
I mean, starting off, it was like I could pick up girls, but then
Oh.
I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Started becoming more serious.
Well, that I don't know if Easy's taught you about that. That's kind of a hot topic for me when dudes do that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stuck with the photography side.
Yeah.
And you were like, look, this is actually something I can do as a career, and I need to hang up my boots. I'm sure you know that it's like a thing that dudes do.
Oh, yeah, I'm blocked by a couple photographers, Tally and Jax, for telling them that they're perverts.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Good. Good. No, that's a block I'll take.
It
for
is.
sure.
I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, I will 100% of the time. You can block me if I'm like, you're a fucking pervert.
Yeah.
I don't deal with that. I don't. We call them GWCs, guys with cameras.
Yeah.
I guess something similar.
Yeah, what do you call them?
NWCs.
Oh, like
Yeah.
see the uncomfortable. No,
Yeah.
I'll just go with guys with cameras. I'm not gonna,
I said similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true. So like how, and so you started your Instagram page and all that stuff like immediately when you got your camera. And
So I started the Instagram page I'm on right now. It was first like a portfolio page when I was modeling in 2019.
oh, you were modeling.
Yeah, sadly.
Oh, sadly.
Yeah.
How is that
I
sadly?
don't like talking about that part of my life.
Oh, because I was going to ask you next.
I know.
Like, yeah,
I know.
that's how it works. You say something, I'm going to go, let's expand on it. Like, how
It ain't last that long.
did you get into modeling?
So I went to FAMU. I joined a modeling troupe.
Okay.
Pretty much it.
That was it?
Yeah.
It was
I was
over.
like, I'm gonna try it, and I was like, it's all right.
Did you, how much modeling did you get done? Were you like a photography model or were you like doing the runway
Both.
stuff? Okay, because you're kind of a tall guy.
Not 5'5".
5'5"?
That's
Are
what I
you?
tell people.
Like, I'm 5'8", dude. I'm pretty sure you're taller than me.
I'm 5'5".
Okay.
Yeah, it may have
Somebody's
been the
full of
hill.
Could have been the hill. Could have been
Yeah.
the hill. Well, no, that's it. That's an interesting avenue. I've never modeled.
No, I never.
Have you ever modeled?
Nah, I feel like I'm too ugly. I'm one of the people you got to catch in person. On camera, it's a different story.
I don't know, man. I appreciate you putting the fresh shave on your head
What?
today.
Oh
Appreciate
man,
that.
I just shaved last night too.
Oh my gosh.
And on my way here, I was like, "Fuck, I forgot a cap."
I mean, I got some shit laying around maybe somewhere, but I don't know if I'd want to put it on my head.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I
had one in the
I
car,
sweat in my I sweat in my shit so much. I all my little things I put on when under my helmet.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
Do you ride?
Nah,
No,
wasn't allowed to.
you wasn't allowed to.
My dad didn't want to teach me.
Your daddy wouldn't teach you.
He didn't want to teach me.
He'll teach you.
And now that I met him,
I mean, how old are you?
23. Yeah.
Look, I'm not here to say I'm not out here trying to get somebody out on the road because it is very dangerous. You got to respect it,
Right.
but it's super fun. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not trying to recruit people to the two-wheel.
Yeah, the bike my dad got. What is it?
Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
So he said, I'm not teaching you on that.
No, that
Yeah.
might not be the best bike to learn on.
And that's one bike I won't get on.
Yeah. What do you got?
CC?
Yeah.
What the type? I got 1,000.
This is 1,000.
Yeah.
Is yours naked?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Hyper naked or naked?
Hyper naked.
Hyper naked.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. I know we're speaking Greek right now.
Yeah.
We're dorking out about motorcycles. Sorry. It's like a big part it just becomes a part of your life. You don't, to me, it's just, for me, it's transportation,
Right.
so I ride that junk everywhere. But sadly, I got caught up in the rain yesterday. But it's whatever. At any rate, okay. Tallahassee, let me recap. 2.5 years, Tallahassee, used to be a model. I really want to hear more about that. Because it's interesting. It's interesting to me. I mean, you wouldn't be the first photographer that came from modeling, I imagine. I know some of my modeling friends do have they started to do it, but there's they started out with their phone cameras.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is my photography page, and I'm like,
It's not.
who are you? Come
yeah.
on. Let's get you a real joint. Let's go. But so but it is interesting. It's an interesting aspect of yourself. I don't want. I'm not gonna ask you too much about your like childhood and all that crazy stuff because I'm not like one of those.
Right.
There are some like my friends that do other podcasts and they want to like,
They wanna
psychoanalyze
dig,
you. I'm not here for that. I just want to talk about your photo career, how it's been, and then we're going to talk about there's something, and I kind of alluded to it in my little story that I made, but you guys are kind of partnering. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Y'all are partnering to revolutionize or innovate in photography here in Jacksonville.
You can
Stir
say
up some
that.
feathers.
Stir some. Oh,
Yeah, stir up some feathers.
Okay.
He
You
ain't
say
gonna
that.
say it, but I'm gonna say it.
okay.
I'm not messy.
You're not messy.
I'm not messy.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Why would you want to stir up feathers, man?
Honestly, I just felt like I'm tired of seeing the same thing from not just photographers, but from models too.
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing, like I told you prior, would be everybody's kind of emphasizing on provocative pictures. Every model wants to be half naked to get that attention that they
Yeah.
really don't need. And like I was telling him all the time, I was like, hit them with one of these cover their face, cover their body and look at their face, and it don't be adding up. So that's the biggest thing I want to change.
So whose feathers are you trying to ruffle?
I don't think I ain't gonna be that messy. Because I almost.
Well, I guess
no,
I could be more specific. Is
That's
it
a
more of the?
luxury to do.
Is it more of
Yeah.
the? Is it more of the clients or the other photographer?
I think both.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I would say is just the entire thing when it comes to the whole photography world. It's just setting a different tone and a different motion.
A
Which
different league.
Yeah. Kind of setting the standards a little bit higher, and hopefully it'll push other people to go a little higher too.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you're gonna get the ones that really they don't really give a fuck and they start hating.
Uh-huh.
But like I always put on my page, collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
But if you want to compete, we
I
can
feel
compete.
like it's a luxury to compete with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it at that.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury.
Explain.
It's just a luxury.
How is it a luxury to compete with you?
Because what's the point of competing if we could be working together?
Right.
Because me personally, when people compete with me, I take it straight to hell every time. You gonna know exactly what I'm doing in my photos.
So you want to win no matter what.
It's not about winning, but you gonna feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that's that. No, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. But I guess. Are you guys trying to build a community with this?
That's the goal. That's
That's
the
what
goal.
we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I know a lot of people.
So less competition.
Yes.
Right. Because Jacksonville is plenty out here.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of creatives out here.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. What I know you, but like what sets you apart from every other photographer here in Jacksonville? I mean, it's the hardest thing to do when there's so many people doing the same thing. Everybody shoots differently, everybody edits differently, everybody has different gear, everybody has different visions and things of that nature. But like, what would you say like sets you apart from some of the other people, whether it's here or in Tallahassee or
Personally, I feel like what sets me apart is my lighting and the people I get to work with.
Okay. That's true. Okay, so let's dive into that. Okay, so I want to talk about some gems. Not Jim, some gems. That was something that he told me about, and I was like, because when you were telling me about it, before you said the word gems, I was like, these like Easy's Angels, like what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then he said, no, they're gems. I was like, okay, then who want to explain? I'll just let y'all decide, or y'all can take turns.
Explain like
yeah,
model aspect.
Yeah, like that, and the contracts and all of the things that you're setting up, and let's go from the ground up from what you're building.
Right.
I know if you can, if there's something you want to leave out because you don't want to give away the secret sauce,
I mean,
that's fine.
yeah.
I'm not here. We got a podcast. I ain't here to gatekeep.
It's not no real secret when it comes to this sauce, because not everyone's gonna execute it the same way or be able to have that
Right.
that skill to execute it. So when it came to having models as my sole more so having a community of people who work together, build each other up. Because my models, they prepare me to deal with clients who are difficult, clients who might look a certain type of way, or clients who might have like certain issues that I might need to fix within my editing.
Okay.
Then with that, it's also making more so of a community for me. That's like free promo. I have models walking around who wear my name on their shirt,
Right.
my name in their bio.
Do
And
you have like merch and stuff? Is that what?
it's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay.
A few of them got some mock-ups, but nothing I'm too happy to promote yet.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's coming.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so let's get into it. Like what is the goal with the partnership and the I don't know, just explain it to me.
So I
Somebody
kinda-
tell me.
yeah.
Let's get it going.
So
'Cause-
I kind of hit on the gyms.
Okay.
So the gyms with me is I was looking for a way or something because I've been smooth sailing in Jacksonville with photography for the longest, and that's when I got connected with Rose, and then he was kind of pushing me, trying to hey, start doing it like this or try to do this and see what kind of bursts from it, and that's when I kind of came up with the idea of how he run his models because his models called the Roses, So I kind of branched off that, and for a while I was just kind of think of a good name for my models that didn't seem crazy because how's his setup, like his name, Rose, so it's
Yeah.
easy for him to do. So mine's like 3 Easy. I was like for the longest, I was like, what the fuck can I really name my models that wouldn't sound crazy? And I don't know, the gems came up.
Yeah.
Because the idea behind the gems was when it came to how I like to shoot and the people I collab with, I like women to be a little bit more, how can I say this, is more grown and sexy, but without having to be provocative behind it. So it's more of a classier type vibe.
Right.
So the gems came to my mind quick on that. So
Yeah.
I like that. But with my gems, I picked them out specifically. So all my models, they know I reached out to them.
Okay.
And then built from there.
Yeah.
It has been some models I removed already, and some I added, because I like to hold a standard within my models.
Yeah.
Like I tell them all the time, the biggest thing, and it's on the contract, is that y'all should be each other's biggest support system.
Yeah.
I shouldn't see nobody else likes. This post shouldn't have 300, 400 likes, and y'all not on it.
Yeah.
Because we all had the same goal, the same vision, the same plan. Everybody want
That's
to go.
huge.
Yeah. So I feel like if you can't get aboard on that, you got to go.
Yeah.
It's definitely a zero tolerance on that.
So you've got the gems and you got Roses.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'm set because I thought y'all were doing both, but
No.
no, and I like that. I like that because they're both precious. They are. And I know when you were telling me the other day, like you were talking about how they're starting to take these models that are working with you. They're starting to take initiative to like kind of there's like a hierarchy almost in them.
Yeah.
And they're like there's somebody like took charge and they're
Yeah.
taking the lead and like I'm running this shit kind of like I'm helping out the page. I'm going to take these people off, and I'm going to add these people because they're not being professional or whatever.
Yeah.
Now do yours, yours. This is sounding really, really weird. This is not good.
This is not pimping.
I'm just saying this. No pimping,
At all.
No, ain't nobody wearing boots in here. But your models, the people that work with you, do they do the same thing?
Pretty much. So I have them separated in 3 different categories. So
Okay.
I have my petals, I got my roses, and then I got my thorns. My thorns get on my nerves, but they do what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
But yeah, they pretty much when I'm having a stressful day, or they can tell I can't think of something, they gonna go search and find something that they know I'ma like. Because if not, I'm gonna be like, and they hate when I say
Yeah. As far as like ideas of
ideas
for shooting?
content, all that.
Okay, so they help with the content.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Are yours helping
Yeah.
with the content?
Yeah. Like right now, we not shooting until we have a meeting,
Mm-hmm.
in person meeting. But I just wrote them I think yesterday on the page and told them this is the time they need to be taken out and start building concept and ideas that they want to execute.
Sure.
Because I told them don't solely rely on me. If y'all want something to build up y'all portfolio that y'all like to do, like I'm more than happy to do it.
Now, do they, as far as like content goes, like are they like creating their own reels and stuff like that? And do they have to send it to you first so that you can see it?
Mine do.
Yeah. Mine's because we just started the wave of shooting, so they a lot of the BTS they'll send me personally,
Okay.
and I had a couple go ahead and make reels from it already.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know one of my leads. So how I got mine set up is three also. So my lowest tier would be sapphires, middle tier would be rubies, and then my top tiers would be diamonds. So I got 2 diamonds right now and 1 ruby. The rest is starting off as sapphires, even though some of my sapphires have a lot more experience to be on the higher grade level.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to keep it on the level that I want to see them get more engaged, push more, so that way they can move up.
Yeah.
And of course, with the higher you are, the more, how can I say this? The more access you have to different concepts.
Right, right.
So like if I had something personal I really want to do, I really want to execute, my diamonds and my rubies will get that before my sapphires.
That makes sense. Is that kind of how you do yours as well, or
Somewhat. It's a little more nitpicky.
how so? How so is it nitpicky? Like,
They call it bullying.
Oh God, I'm tired of that one.
They call it bullying, but I have different. For each model, they're all individual people, and I have different views of what they should be doing and how they should be doing it.
Okay.
Like a concept they think is nice, and it is nice, but it wouldn't fit them personally. I'd be like,
Right.
you should get that to somebody else, or
Yeah.
you should let someone else do it.
yeah,
And then I'm always on them about going to the gym
yeah.
because they don't like the gym. I don't know why they
Hell,
don't.
I don't like the gym.
I always want body shaping. I'm not doing that no more.
What, body shaming?
Body shaping on Photoshop.
Oh,
yeah, God.
no.
Yeah, I'm tired of doing that. I told them, I said, I ain't doing it no more.
Yeah, I've never done that, and I never will.
I did it a couple times for some clients. I think more or less on the side of they just had a baby, so they're a little bit more conscious of their body.
Yeah, and
But that's the only time I do it.
yeah, I can kind of see that, but like my thing is like if you're not 100% satisfied with because you can have somebody that doesn't have like whatever perfect shape or whatever, but if they're super confident, it can come through in a photo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
yeah.
so like I'll work with that person, but if they're not confident about their body or the way they feel or their face or whatever, I don't know about y'all, but I'm like one of these type of like when I see somebody roll up to a shoot and they've been to a makeup artist and they've got 13 pounds of makeup on their face, I'm like, you're killing me. Because now when I start doing, highlights or anything like, start adjusting colors, you're gonna look like a fucking clown. You got the red splotches on your face. I generally, when I shoot with female people, I generally ask them, don't wear, cover any blemishes and maybe a foundation and some lipstick. That's, if you want to do your eyes, fine. But like outside of that, I don't want all that. I don't want to see no damn line on your chin, from your chin to your neck, like that. Because
I think that's my biggest thing. Because clients that get makeup done come to me. Can you match my body tone with my face tone? No. Your makeup artist messed you up, not me.
You're right, and we're not working together now.
Right.
What happened?
You can't go live.
I can't go live, man. Instagram be pissing me off.
crazy.
Well, we're live on YouTube,
Yeah.
and just I don't know. Dontavius said rose shots.
Who that?
I don't know. Dontavius.
Oh God!
What's
Imagine, imagine you know.
I just wanted to shout out. Thank you, Dontavius.
Thank you.
Somebody that follows you, I guess.
I think who I can go with that name.
Well, that's the hard part with YouTube,
Yeah.
because a lot of people
Have they personal?
they'll either use their real name and on Instagram they follow you and they don't. They have a handle, or it's vice versa. You may know somebody in person and they use like Carpet Muncher 69 or something on fucking YouTube. I mean, yeah, there's we get a lot of that, but
Yeah, but I think with the gem and the roses, I think that's part of what we trying to set the standard for is in Jacksonville. Because I know when I first started shooting, and I was looking for people to collab, I would like see somebody post something, and I'd be like, hey, how you feel about working? But
you try to like reach out to them individually.
Yeah, but the only thing with that is like it's not having somebody consistently I'm able to work with. So it's always dealing with the issue of trying to build that relation within that photo shoot.
Right.
So that comfortability that uncomfortability doesn't show through the camera.
Right.
So with having my models, it's like my models now, they get on the group chat and they'll just go.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of
Well,
them.
and they're gonna they know you. They like you said, there's comfortability there. They all worked with you at some point, and or if there's a new person that comes along, the rest of the the people that work for you, they can say, hey, we vouch, and if if need be, maybe you need a chaperone. They don't feel comfortable. One of the girls I'm sure would be like, I'll come with you. Did they do that for you as well?
Yeah.
I don't think my models give me the chance because every time I post, I'll be like, hey, who want to shoot? It'd be two main ones that be like, I'm down. I'm like, shit. Like, you got to give the girls, and which I love, but it's like I got to get some of these other girls in here too.
So it's kind of like a production company in a way, or like almost like a modeling agency.
Somebody told me that was they thought it was that, but in reality, I think the goal for me with me having my gyms is where we both profiting from this. It's like they building the portfolio, I'm building the portfolio, and we both getting, I guess, once we do a collab post, we both getting that attention from, they'll see photographers from my page trying to reach out to them, or I got a lot of women that does hair, makeup, nails, lashes, so they'll be looking for like modeling stuff for their brands and stuff like that.
So yeah, money.
Yeah,
that's what I told you, modeling agency. Because you know how I told you, I'm gonna do a dozen roses, half roses, whatever you want to need for your.
Yeah, true.
And what does that mean?
What does what mean?
You said dozen roses, half a dozen.
6 roses, 12 roses, whatever you need for your production. You know, people pay for models.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Because I was like, wait a minute, you bringing like flowers to the shoot? What are we doing?
Yeah, flowers.
No, that makes a lot more sense, and it is. I imagine it will be extremely helpful for them that they're working with somebody that has that takes really good professional photos. They have you're helping them build a portfolio. At the same time, you are recouping that portfolio for yourself and growing your, whether it's your Instagram, your TikTok, or whatever. And so that's like the ultimate like trade for pics. TFP is what what we call it. That's like the ultimate like what do you call it? Super Saiyan level of
yeah.
for the nerds.
And it make it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Like he has way more models than me.
Yeah.
Way more models than me.
I wouldn't say all that.
Well, I mean, listen, you play your cards right, and one day you'll get there.
I think right now, I think I'm at I want to say anywhere between 14 to 16.
See, you both have more models than me, so well, I haven't shot in so long. I should really, rebrand myself as just a podcaster, not a photographer. But my models, my daughters. That's it. That's all. When I first started, it was like I got beautiful daughters, and I was like, I'm just going to take pictures of them.
Yep.
Right.
And I try not to do a whole lot. Well, not with them, of course. I'm not doing anything provocative or any of that shit. So it was all like, mainly like you said, mainly face. Or style, but that was it. But yeah, I have done with other people some more provocative shit, BDSM stuff and whatever. But it's interesting to me. Well, for me, when I get into a situation like that, and it's just a job.
Yeah,
I don't even think about what they're wearing or what they're not wearing, or what they're doing to each other or whatever. I don't, I think about it afterwards, obviously, because I just went into a little thought. But, I don't know. That's probably the hardest part for a photographer. Would you, what would you say for you is like one of your biggest, like your hardest things for you as a photographer? Something that's like.
So I think the hardest thing for me, since
make sure you bring that thing.
Oh yeah. So I'm in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes she'll come to my shoots. Sometimes there's other people at my shoots, and they be like, "So you don't see her flirting with you? Like, what you mean? I'm focused on the camera making pictures, and they like, she was flirting with you the whole time.
Yeah.
Or you don't see how she was trying to do this so you can look. I mean, I'm a photographer. I'm gonna look, so I got to get the picture. But it's like, a lot of people think I be playing oblivious.
Mm-hmm.
When the whole time I'm really just focused on getting my money.
That's it. Focus on the bag.
Right.
It's funny when you said that, and we talked a little bit beforehand. I was telling y'all I was in a band. I played in that band for so fucking long, and then I took a break when my baby was born, and then I was like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back.
All right.
And this was before the ultimatum. And she came to my very first show. My wife, I think we met at a show, but that was the last one that she ever went to. And then she came to the one when I came back after the baby was born.
All right.
And I played drums, and I didn't wear a lot of clothes. And I used to be a lot fitter than this, and I remember after the show, I was breaking down my gear and packing it up. And these two girls, outside, it wasn't like they were trying to be coy about it. Like they were like walking up to me, and they didn't know that she was my wife sitting at the front table there. And they were like flirting with me. And I just finished playing like 12 songs. I'm beat. I'm sweaty. I'm tired. And I have to move all my shit in a certain amount of time to get off the stage so the next band can come on. Because that's how local bands, when you got 3 bands and you're just rolling through it, you got to hurry up and get off because you only get 30 minutes on stage. But I'm not thinking about none of that shit. Yeah. I'm not. I'm just like, they're like, you're the best drummer I've ever seen. Oh my God. Like, how many drummers have you seen? How many have you actually talked to?
Right.
But, oh, dude, I got an earful all the way home. And it was shortly after that the ultimatum came. But, so I get it. It's got to be real hard with a partner or a significant other. I'm happy that she goes to the shoots with you. That's good. I mean, she's supportive in that way. Yeah. Better be careful. She's probably watching. No. I get what you're saying, and it can be hard with photography, especially because you are going there to take pictures of someone, and they're going to put their bodies in a way that looks like they're flirting with you. But in reality, they're posing to get the best angle on their assets, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
Because maybe they know what gets the likes, what gets what sells.
So I'll say this. So like that's like part of my contract. It like my last line. It says that. Like, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I hit on that subject because I try to keep my models on a certain level. So that way we don't go down that rabbit hole.
Right.
Because I prefer not to at all, and it's not my style. I'm real big on if you can't get that look, what the attention that you want on Instagram, whether it be from your face, your outfit, or the background, then my mindset is you really shouldn't be modeling for anybody. Where is it at? Where the hell is my? Because I'll be able to read.
Well, while we're waiting on you to find that, I'm going to show everybody. This is Rose's Instagram. I asked him to tell me what it was earlier, but this is it right here. Go ROSE.shots with a Z, and we're gonna pick through it a little bit if you don't mind.
Congrats on the 10K.
Appreciate it.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Look at you. Look, if you go to my Instagram for the podcast, like I did this podcast for like 4 years, and just maybe a year or two ago, I decided to do an Instagram. I was like, let me just do an Instagram specifically for it.
All right.
So it's low. We're real low. Yeah, I mean, like I could see where she might think, that girl is like, maybe she's posing for you or something. But I mean, she's posing for the camera.
Yeah.
Right.
That might be a little, but you have to understand they no, I mean like let me explain. Those girls know that they have to flirt with the camera.
Yeah.
Right.
You just happen to be behind it.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. And I mean, those are the types of things that guys will see that little face or, certain areas, and they're going to be drawn to that. Which is why I always say it's so much easier for females to grow their following.
Yeah.
Because they have that all the things, all the assets. But I like this. This is a beautiful face shot.
Right.
And it's like the location is good. Everything is good, man. I love it. And her ass ain't hanging out, so I mean there you go. I mean that is very sexy even with clothes on. I can critique that. I can say that. And I love that these are like real locations. It's not like a. Now I know.
Like AI.
Yeah, I've done some of those, and they come out looking raunch. I mean, it's like it's okay for like a Christmas card or something, but it's not what you want to see. You're not trying to deliver that,
Right.
But these are very good deliverables. Like I love that. That looks great. She looks great. Is that one of your roses?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I see that, and we talked about this a little bit. That you, should I go to, no, we're not going to do the WAP. But yeah, so you do studio work as well.
Right.
Yeah.
You picked that one up?
Oh no. I was going to pick that one, but I was like, maybe not. I love all of these. I love all of them.
Look at you. I'm so proud of her with that shoot.
This girl?
Yeah.
Is that y'all like y'all both work with her?
That's one of my gems.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
And I know as a photographer, I mean, I've been shooting. I'm 40. What am I? 8, 9, 49? I can't remember. That's what happens when you get old. I stopped counting. I don't have,
Yeah.
and I don't do birthdays, but it's like as a photographer, it's super hard when you're subject don't know how to pose,
Yeah.
and B just generally doesn't know how to model.
Right.
That makes things so much more difficult because now you have to literally, and it takes longer.
Yeah.
I mean, in my experience, it takes so much longer, the shoots, because now I've got to, okay, we did those shots. What do I want to do next? But if they're out there, I've worked with some models and they're just hitting.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
seconds, they're popping a pose, maybe every 15 seconds. A couple of them, it was like every 5 seconds, and I just turned it on fucking, high speed,
Right.
and go for it, But, like, do you work with people that are kind of less experienced and you kind of help get them trained or you teach
Yeah.
them?
I do. I do a lot of model development.
Okay. How do you teach them? What do you teach them? Like the triangle?
Triangles. I teach them. I have this thing about looking flat, and I learned that from another photographer.
Looking flat.
Yeah. So symmetrical.
Like just,
Yeah.
So
Standing
looking
straight
even.
up.
So instead of having both your hands on your hips, move one up. Have
Okay.
one different.
yeah, that
You don't
makes
wanna-
sense.
You don't want to look like a triangle, a symmetrical triangle.
Yeah. You don't want to look like the eye.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm learning right now from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like
From
like
him?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, honestly, because and that's why I embrace a lot of photographers that come up to me and ask me
Mm-hmm.
for advice. It's because some photographers get so prideful they feel like they can't do that,
Right.
and in the back of my head I'm like,
They
man,
they can't help.
they don't want to ask people for help, or they don't want to accept help from other
Oh,
photographers.
okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
That's
what
a
you're
big thing.
Yeah, and which is me. I'll reach out to somebody. I hit up Rose all the time. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? What you think? I just started following somebody down towards Miami,
Mhm.
and his color grading is amazing.
Mm.
And I was like, hey man, what you be doing?
Yeah.
And he told me, I think a lot of photographers get to a place where they feel like, okay, I feel like in my head I'm decent, so I don't want nobody to feel like they got to tell me or ask for help, because I don't want nobody to feel like they better than me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, everybody's got to learn at
Yeah.
some point. You've got to learn. And if you don't know, you only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So I mean,
Right,
if you know, if you can get, I think the biggest problem, and maybe you guys can, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I feel like the biggest problem with photographers is it's kind of a solo game when you start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't even think about, like when I picked up, okay, so like with me, I have been shooting, like I started in like my junior year of high school, and then I shot and I played in the band, and then I took a break when I got married because I had to, it was just like too much,
Right.
and I was married for 20 years, and then I picked the camera back up when that ended. And so I've been going, since 2016, I've been going back at it,
Yeah.
And I got like really, really, I mean, just overwhelmed with it. But when I first picked up a camera again, everything was digital.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I first started, and I've told this story a million times, so I apologize to the people, But when I first started, it was all film. That's what I learned on. I learned how to do exposure, the exposure triangle. I learned it all on film. We had a little light meter that was just a little needle like that, and you had to develop your own negatives and all that good stuff. And I still have some friends to this day that still do that. And it's like part of their repertoire. Like they, my friend Barry Michler, I'm not sure if you.
I think you mentioned me.
He does both. I think he actually shoots. Oh shit! Now I just realized you're not the first Fuji. He shoots Fuji too. I think he's got a Fuji camera, but he does weddings with his Fuji, and he'll do he'll throw in some film, film shots. But when I picked it back up, it was all digital. I had to relearn digital and all that good stuff. And that's the thing. You got to, with each camera you get, and we've gone through so many cameras. It's like every other year there's a new model. Yeah. So you have to relearn that new camera and all the functions and all that good stuff. But I say all that to get to this, but it's like I wasn't thinking about Instagram at all. Yeah. I was literally just like, let me get better at, I want to make sure that I want my photos to look good. I want my shit. I want to learn how to do it right. And I never had to edit photos. So like editing photos was like a whole new thing for me. No. And it took me years to figure it out, like really good. And I was like, I didn't even know what a preset was, and I know that there's like the internet is divided on presets, no presets, some people use them, some people don't. I think personally, they're a great starting off point. Cause like when I use a preset, it's either one that I made or one that somebody I follow that they have made them and I paid for them, and I'll use it. And then I go, once it's in there, I'm like, I edit it more, but it's a good jumping off point. It gives me the look that I want. It ain't, well, I don't know what but yeah, the point is it's just a very solo thing, and it's really hard to even think about collaborating with people. Right. Like how. I mean, because this is like the first time I've heard of you collaborate with another photographer like this.
Right. I think to this depth, yeah. I think like I told you, the issue before is that Jacksonville is an interesting city.
Yeah,
everybody wants to. I don't want to say gatekeep, but they're not as open to really build with another photographer because it's a competition. Mm-hmm. People look at it as a competition, and that's the biggest issue. Because my style is going to be different from somebody else's. And it's vice versa.
Yeah.
But hold on. I just found it.
My bad.
Yeah, so I put this
we were just killing time until he figured out his little contract.
So I put this literally, this is the last line right before you have to my models put their signature. Mm-hmm. So it says concept/idea. So it says understanding that the motion is to create art/portfolio that doesn't require the need to fall under the lines of soft porn, complete nudes, boudoir, lingerie. I said now with the exceptions of concepts/shoots that involves water. If you have any concepts that's questionable, please submit. So I'm real big on making sure if you feel like you got to have your ass out, that's not. I'm sending you to another photographer. I know other photographers that do stuff like that.
Yeah, they're. Trust me, dude. I mean, every guy that's listening or watching or will watch will tell you it's true. I mean, the more skin that they show, the better they do. And it's just one of them things where it's like, we don't all got to be doing that all the time.
Right. And what a lot of models don't realize is once you start entering that line of photography and shooting, is now your following base is going to be solely based off that. The moment that you
pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah. So the moment that you step into something else, whether it be a close-up shot of just your face, you're not going to get that same attention because your following base wants to see your body. Right. They want to see that ass.
Yeah. Like, what is this? Like, what are you showing me now? I don't want to see your car. Like, who the fuck cares about that?
And it hinders you from actually, because there's a lot of models that'll reach out to me about shooting, and that's all their page consists of, and I'll tell them no. Mm-hmm. I don't even want that type of look for me. Even though if we not shooting like that, when somebody go to your page, that's what they're gonna see.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I've gathered from the two of you, is the fact that you are very serious about your craft.
Yeah.
And that, maybe it didn't start out that way, but it has grown into that. Yeah. And it is something that can be very lucrative. And I know that like here in Jacksonville, it's so saturated, but on the same token, there's a way around that. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, there's always a way around it. And, you can always expand.
Yeah.
You can go other places. You can go Tallahassee or Miami. I mean, there's
That's the plan.
yeah.
That's
I
the
mean,
plan.
my friend Russell, he just got. We did a podcast 2 weeks ago. Shit, is it 3 weeks now? Anyways, the last podcast I did was with a guy named Russell. Scenic Photography. He has a client in Miami. He's a guy named NYC Lavish. He's a model. He's content creator. He's a huge a content creator mogul, whatever you want to call it, influencer. But he hired Russell to go to. He goes to Miami for Swim Week every year. And he's his driver, his security guard, his photographer, his content creator.
Yeah.
He follows him everywhere he goes, shooting him. And I'm like, damn, that's
legit.
that's where the bag is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what more I would rather do something like that than to, have you, I think I asked you this before, but have you ever shot weddings?
I haven't.
No? Any desire to shoot a wedding?
Not really.
Good man. Well, I mean, that there's a lot of money in
It
weddings.
is.
I mean,
but
when you can charge someone $5,000 for a day, of shooting.
I think I have to build my social skills up for that.
Yeah, maybe not.
You don't think so?
No,
Okay.
no.
Maybe I'm just avoiding it.
You can be. In my experience, I've done weddings. But in my experience, you can be a solo. You can be an island, but you do have to be a vocal island because I have no problem smacking someone's phone out of their hand when they're in my shot. If I see this shit right here, or when they lean out in the fucking no ma'am, I'll run up and whack. And I'm like, you guys can, and I'll tell that was in my contract.
Yeah.
Bride and groom, you make sure that you tell everybody that you have hired and paid for a professional photographer.
Right.
Otherwise, if you see those cell phones in your pictures, I don't want to hear shit about it.
Right.
Personally, unless it was like a really good shot, like a really good position that I was in and just happened to be someone in there, and I don't use Photoshop. Lightroom only.
Right.
So you get what you get. I might crop it to where they're out of the shot, but I'm not gonna erase them from the picture or like have them hold a rose or something. That what I mean? Like some people have done stuff. They'll replace the phone with something else.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. It kind of goes back to the whole like body contouring thing. Like I'm so sorry. If you don't have enough like confidence in your body, then maybe you ought to wait.
Yeah.
Hit that gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
There's nothing wrong
and
with
I'm not body shaming at all.
Yeah.
I love women, all shapes and sizes.
Right.
I got love for all of them, and I'll find something beautiful in every one of them.
Yeah.
Even if they look like they got hit, fell out the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. I mean, I'm no one to talk. I'm an ugly motherfucker, so like I ain't got no room to talk. But I can find, and that's usually how I do things. Like I'll find God, your eyes are ridiculous. I'll be like, your eyes are fucking gorgeous.
Right.
I'll focus mainly on that thing, and they love it every single time.
Yeah.
What's been the consensus for you with your work and how it's over time, how it's developed? Have you noticed an increase in positivity? Or has it always been bangers from jump?
There's been an increase in positivity.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I can say that.
They feel fairly confident about you now. I mean, obviously, you've got however many roses, however many models you have, and they've been working with you for an undisclosed amount of time now.
Yeah.
So they're like, we know we can go work with Rose, and it's going to be dope.
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of falls into what the standards we trying to make for the city.
Yeah.
Is that especially because a lot of people just pick up a camera and they'll just $35 for flash sale or $100 flash sale, and it'd be like, come on now. It's like step it up so that way you can But a lot of people don't want to invest into growing their skills, so that's why they maintain them cheap prices.
Well, that devalues the rest of the market.
Right.
In my opinion.
Majority of their goals is just to go viral. They don't really care about making the profit.
Yeah. And then
The photographer or the model?
photographer.
Yeah. And then at that point, I'm not looking at you as a photographer no more. I look at you as a content creator.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, whatever you want to do, whether it's I don't want like I would if I could get off of social media altogether, I would.
Right.
You know, I want to do a podcast. I have to post clips and fucking whatever else.
Yeah.
You know, you got to post stuff. I'm the worst at it. I need someone that like manage my account because no. It's not. I'm not it. Okay. Do you ever like think about like hiring somebody or like maybe having one of your roses or your gems to like
that's what-
run your?
Yeah.
I can't. I'll forget to post. If you go on my page, I don't post none of that.
Really?
Yeah.
They're all collab posts. I just accept it.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
I hate posting. I'm
That
not
makes
gonna
it so much easier.
remember. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm slowly working towards that too.
Yeah.
As far as my posting, my story, and I do be having my gens be on my ass. They be like, man, take that shit down right now.
Okay, what? Now we talked about this a little bit the other day, but I'm gonna tell you right now, as a viewer, I appreciate your rants.
Yeah.
He like how he'll have the fucking camera pointed at the sky or like the stereo or off in the car, and he's just ranting,
Right.
you know. And then he puts it all small, and I like that. You know, it makes me, it stops me. It's not the normal.
Right.
You know, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing now? You know, and so and then I'll stop and I turn the volume up. I'm like, what's he talking about?
They be talking hella shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm slowly transitioning out of that, so I can kind of make my page a little bit more professional.
Okay.
But I still have my days. I'll be like,
Well, you got a voice.
yeah, and I do like with my gens. Like I do understand what they be saying about is that right now is a lot of people watching my page.
Yeah.
So you want to be selective about what you posting on your story because this is what they viewing you or their first impression of you as a photographer.
Well, I'll tell you what. You make them rants, you can send them to me, and I'll fucking post them. I'll just tag you. We won't collaborate or nothing.
Yeah, I still have him. I still have my moments. I'll do it, but I've been a little bit more reserved on it. But I'll have my days.
You've been a little less aggro.
Yeah. I think where I'll be catching that, I've been more like I notice on Fridays I'll post like a little video of me riding my motorcycle.
Yeah.
And doing some crazy ass speeds.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that.
And so many people reach out to me, drive safe, please be safe, please be safe.
Dude, I'm just here to tell you, I worry about you. I worry about, because, you know, and this is why I have a cruiser. Look, ever since it's so funny. We talk about how old I am and how long I've been doing shit. I've been riding since I was 19. Never had a fucking motorcycle license, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But I did it. I got it. And I feel so much more confident. You know, and I got my insurance and all that shit, which really don't do nothing. I need I might die insurance, but now, man, I find myself like, I mean, I kind of get, I could keep up with you, I think, you know, but I don't, I catch myself, you know, like I'm like, all right, I need to calm down. You know, we got into a good spot now. You don't need to keep going because I just want to be away from everybody.
Yeah.
And once I get around everybody and I'm in like an open, I'm just like, I just cruise. But I've been thinking to get something more sporty, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Straight up, I'm gonna die or I'm gonna be in jail. And they're out looking.
Oh yeah,
they are hunting us now. Whether they say they're not, they are, but they are.
So allegedly, what it was, I want to say it was like Monday and Tuesday.
Do not run.
I was on the west side, and I was heading to work, and I did my top speed that day. I think it was like 157, and as I was just flying through, all I see is a white helmet turn their head like this, and I was like, oh shit, I know that's a cop. And then instantly, in the back of my head, I'm like, I know he called in.
Yeah.
I know he called in. And as I started further going down, like a mile, quarter mile, I started seeing like allegedly, started seeing like more state troopers.
You got to be careful saying
and
that
I'm
kind
like,
of shit on here now. Because look, social media has got people fucked up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's why it's allegedly is if you don't know if it's true or not.
Well, yeah.
You know, it's a make-believe story that I just made up.
I follow a lot of. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't gotta work it.
I don't either. I think that's what throws me off on it.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a fan either. I've been doing it for so long, and it's just like it ain't growing. Like I follow all the little stupid tips and shit. And I do want to PSA, if you're watching and you see all those little tips where they're like, click off Facebook and your contacts, because it sends out the video that you post to the first 300 people.
Oh.
But it goes to those your friends and your contacts. So your people that follow you and your contacts, it sends it to them first. And if they don't do nothing with it, it don't go no further than that.
Yeah.
So like I turned all that off because I was like, that's pretty smart.
Right.
And it's like I have been having the lowest fucking views I've ever had, and that shit don't work.
I think what I noticed, and like I've been talking to Rose about, is like if you go to my page now and you see like who I'm following,
let's go.
I've been increasing who I'm following, and that's just solely based off
Look at that.
the
That's pretty
engagement.
easy. Oh, he's
Yeah.
down to
Yeah.
254.
And it's solely based off the engagement, and it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal, but I'm looking at it based off if like everybody that I am following, I engage with their story,
Mhm.
I engage with their post, I show love.
Yeah, it's people you
Um,
actually know and you
It's
socialize with.
and not even that. It don't even have to be that sometimes, because I'm a big supporter.
Mhm.
So like if I see you trying to do something, I'm gonna support you.
Yeah.
I understand when it comes to story post. If people just constantly click, it's gonna bring your views down. It's not gonna go to as much people page. So once I started seeing people just story watching, and I'll
Mhm.
never see them nowhere else. I like, well, obviously you want to see, so I'm gonna let you see, but I'm not gonna be looking, because I don't want to support what you're doing, and then you not supporting me.
I'm one of those
Right.
people.
Nah, but you'll have your moments. You'll hop on my story, and then he'll
Occasionally.
flame everything. I can post 7 things, and he'll flame all 7 things.
I'm like with social media, and like you said you don't really get on too much. You like that's all the collaborations, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, but like so you might be the same that I am, and you might be too. But like dude, when I go on, like I'm really trying to limit myself
Yeah.
with the amount of time, because it's a time suck.
It
Yeah.
is.
It could literally, you will waste your life sitting there fucking looking at stories and scrolling and shit and seeing people that you don't even fucking follow.
Right.
That's my biggest pet peeve with social media, is the fact that like the algorithm, it shows you maybe 3 people that you actually follow
Right.
and fuck with you, and it's like, okay, well, those 3 people got my likes for the day. That's it.
And one thing to my followers, be mindful what the hell y'all be liking on Instagram, because I be seeing these crazy ass videos y'all be hearting and playing. Y'all messing up my
seeing it.
algorithm.
Like what?
All this like I guess everybody right now, just it's the summer, so everybody want to party, everybody want to be on the boat. Stop liking these people shaking their ass on the boat. I don't want that on my feed, because I get so tired of hitting not interested
Oh, okay.
that it's like it's becoming unbearable.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't gonna change it.
Right, but that's also why, like, if I see somebody constantly just posting them drinking, partying, dancing like that, I unfollow them,
Yeah.
because I want to be more. I want my feed to be more based off photography or somebody that's trying to build a business.
Yeah.
I don't want all of
That
all the
makes
bullshit.
sense. I've always wondered about that. Like these big creators, these big content creators, your Peter McKinnons and whatever else, they don't follow a lot of people.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's probably the reason why
Yeah.
they're keeping their feed clean, and it's understandable.
I fucked my feet up. There's look, I follow Lil Duval, and already right there is like, it's just nothing but straight asses
Yeah.
shaking, and he's so fucking funny, and I hope they get Duval day off. I hope it happens, but they're trying to shut that shit down already.
I think I just seen they found a new location on
yeah,
Moncrief.
I saw that too, but they're trying to shut it down.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. It's just the city trying to emphasize on money. That's all that is.
Yeah, I have to move to Tallahassee. What's it like? What's it like over there in Tallahassee, man? What like is
It's the rent cheap.
Yeah.
it's the rent's cheap?
That's
Yeah.
about it. Tallahassee is dry. Well, I don't like going to clubs anyway, so it's nothing
Thank
for me
you.
to really much do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if you're not in
Tallahassee's
college,
small,
if
yeah.
you're not in college, it's not really
Yeah.
the city you should be in.
I would say the studio price is good.
Yeah,
50 an hour, yeah.
50 an hour.
Yeah.
Damn, Jinx.
I need it.
Yeah, I might have to
Clean-
make a
clean up
trip to
real-
Tallahassee. I don't do a lot of studio work. Would you say that what percentage of studio and like natural habitat would you You know, how would you break that up?
I want to say 80% of my clients book studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? The weather?
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
We're getting into.
I've been outside more lately.
Have you?
I have.
Well, we're getting
But I've
close.
been pushing for it.
Yeah, we're getting close to hurricane season.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
best season.
Yeah, is it? Well, for studio work, I
No,
imagine.
for outdoor look.
That's true. I do love an overcast day.
Yeah.
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 It makes lighting a lot easier.
When it snowed in Tallahassee, I was out there shooting.
For real. I ain't see no snow here.
No,
Everybody was on my feet talking about, man, it's snowing. I walked outside dry as hell.
no, dude. The last time it snowed in Jacksonville, I think was like 89.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like real snow.
I was a kid, and yeah, I mean, it like left snow on the ground. People didn't know how to drive on the roads. Was iced up. Everybody was crashing into each other, and thank God the Dames Point hadn't been built yet.
Yeah.
You know,
That
because
would've been sick.
Right.
yeah,
Ooh.
that road, that bridge scares the shit out of me just driving over on a dry day.
I be speeding on my motorcycle over that bridge.
I won't go over it if I don't have to.
Speeding over it.
But I think I ride like that, period. So it's nothing.
Yeah, I know.
But like to hit on what you saying.
That's why I was worried about fucking riding with you that one time. It's like, this bitch is gonna leave me in the dust. We're gonna have to be lane filtering and splitting lanes, and I'm not doing that.
But I was cruising.
Yeah, you were. Thank God. I look in my mirror and he's like fucking bouncing around on his bike. He's like, I got to go. His ADHD was just crushing his soul, riding behind my slow ass.
But like I'm gonna hit on what you were just saying about like different like with the snow and stuff like that. Like that's one of the biggest things. Eventually, I'm gonna get into with my gyms is traveling.
Okay.
Like I do like the places I travel when I was working for myself. Like is I seen a lot of beautiful scenery. So I do want to hit that with my gyms.
Yeah.
So eventually we'll get there.
Yeah.
Once we get more established. Like I know one of the biggest spots I want to go to Seattle with my models
Okay.
and do some mountain shots. Typically stuff that's the biggest thing I'm trying to hit on. Being able to show Jacksonville something that's not normal.
Yeah.
I like the fact that when I do shoots, I do environmentals. People be like, man, where the hell you at? Where the hell you at?
Yeah.
Like this, like if you scroll down, like these beach scenes, I couldn't tell you how many people was reaching out to me.
Oh, I bet.
They're like, man, where that beach at? Where that beach at? I'm like, man, I ain't sharing it with nobody.
One of the things I love about and what I saw too in your work, Rose, was that a lot of photographers, like everything's crisp in the background. That's probably like what F9, F8, F11.
You want me? No, I'm so sorry. Like I have an issue. I have a condition. I shoot with a 24 to 70 2.8.
Okay.
So I stay at 2.8.
Do you really?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know why.
Well, a lot of photographers would go, they want a blurry background.
Yeah.
And you got some that are like there's a little blur right there, but
That's one of my diamonds right there.
Okay.
Imani.
I mean, and in shots like the point I'm trying to make, shots like this,
Yeah.
it does not matter where the fuck you're at.
Yeah, because you can't
just-
see it.
No, you can't see it. It doesn't matter. And if you're at like 1.8, f1.8 or something, it's like no one cares.
Yeah.
But you guys, you have your environment. It's visible.
Yeah,
and like I love it.
I love the environment.
Yeah. The clarity be
What's
everything
the point
for
of
me.
being outside if you're not gonna really look at the
Where
background?
okay, I know you don't want to give up the bag, man, but I mean, where the fuck is this? Because I've never seen our.
That's Daytona.
This is
travel.
not Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's Daytona.
I was about to say this is not. The water is not that clear here. It had to be somewhere else.
Yeah, that's one of my Orlando models.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
What you mean?
He
Got
got
'em
a
all
line all over.
Well, you catch more fish with a bigger net.
Right, right,
so
right.
I think that's commendable. Sorry, I was just reading her tattoo.
Everybody do that.
I was like, marble? No, that's unbreakable. I'm so sorry. Whatever her name is. We're not showing this on the. This is just we're scrolling right now through his page, guys.
This one we did that on collab at the beach, right?
Oh, this okay. This
Yeah.
one, I'll show this one then. Is this how do you say her
A
name?
dose of Aila.
Oh, so her name is Aila.
Yup.
Okay.
Some people call her a dose.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say anything at all.
She's pretty.
She's very,
Yeah.
I'm objectively, I'm not the photographer in this shot, so I can say whatever I want.
See, they even out to the beach that we was at. Like, like the water is pretty decent. The scenery is beautiful out there.
What time of the day was this? About 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
about
well, 7:30. The sun's gone, but I mean, yeah. Okay. No, these are great shots. But I like I said, I love the fact that you guys.
That model right. That's my favorite model. But that's me being models. That being biased. That's
Being
me
biased.
being biased.
That's because he shared her with me.
Oh. So I can look back here and she's on your page.
No,
Nah.
no, Asia. If you see this, when you get back from Dominican Republic, you better have that look together.
Let's see. So that's Asia. Good job, Asia. But nah, it's such a thing, and people have their own personalities and whatever.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
your own shoot style. But like, I just know for me, you wouldn't see none of that background.
Yeah.
I'm a blurry background photographer. I want to be at the lowest f-stop. I mean,
That's kind of I am.
yeah,
Nah, F8, F11, sometimes 13.
yeah,
That's because his flash setup be crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, his flash setup be
What,
crazy.
what are we working with?
And this was a 2 light setup. I did 2 600s.
Okay.
Nah, mind you, the price on a 600.
Yeah. Well, are you using like strobes? Or are you?
Strobes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know. Again, I suck at strobes. I fucking hate them. I don't. I on camera flash sucks. Off camera flash, if you don't have the right setup, it's gonna look like shit.
Yeah.
And I've never really invested any money into it. And so I take my flash and I put it into a softbox,
Yeah.
and that's what I use. If it ain't bright enough, we gotta wait till tomorrow.
So that's what I use that same setup when it comes to one of my
It's
packages.
very portable.
Yeah, like my smaller package, which was I had it listed at 150, but I bumped it up to 175 for a 45-minute shoot. But it's more because I'm using a smaller light source.
Uh-huh.
It's more portable. I can just throw it in my book bag on my motorcycle and go.
Right.
I kind of aim for more of the night look.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if somebody trying to do a black truck shoot,
Mhm.
cool. I know if you go to my page, I did scroll down a little bit. The teacup one that you seen, go down that one right there.
Mhm.
That I did that with my small flash.
Okay, but you're indoors.
Right. So once this,
I love this photo shoot, by the way.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
it
it.
was nice.
Yeah, this is one of my gems right here. I edit the tea in that teacup.
You put that tea in there.
Yeah. Even if you go back to the first one, you see how it's pouring out of that. I edit that in there.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much you can do with Photoshop.
Yeah,
now.
I'm slowly transitioning to fully working in Photoshop.
I think this is probably my favorite shot out of that set.
Yeah,
I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that's just me as a viewer.
yeah, she did really good.
Honestly, I love them all. Shut the fuck up, Jim. How long have you been working with Flash? Because I know that's not the first thing you think of whenever you first pick up a camera. It's not like, I need to have a flash.
Probably like 2.5 weeks into my photography journey.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try not to be verbal when I jump on you about that.
For sure.
So after about 2.5 weeks, you were recognized, or you realized, or how did you come about you're
Well,
like,
I seen everybody was using some type of light.
okay,
I was like, let me figure out what that is.
okay. Did you go any outside sources to learn how to use it, or I mean, you just kind of
The
figured it
first
out?
time I used the flash was with this photographer called Create Differently. He shoots with a Hasselblad.
Okay,
So he shot with a
Oh, he's
Godox
rich.
200.
so he's rich.
That's what I said. But he said he's not rich, but a Hasselblad is oof.
Yeah, it's one of them doctor cameras, ain't it?
He likes to sit on the floor.
Sit on the floor.
Sit it on the floor.
Oh, he sits it on
Oh,
the
he's
floor.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me he ain't rich. Say you're say you're not rich, or say you're rich without saying it. You
Well,
know,
he
what I
got
mean?
two of them now.
Two of them. Well, everybody falls in love with a camera.
Yeah, I do got two Fujis now.
Yeah.
Right.
Same
Right.
camera or two different kinds?
Two different. I got my first camera was a Fujifilm X-T4, which is a crop sensor.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm shooting medium format.
Okay.
So
Medium format
jump.
takes some really good,
I love
clean
it.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
You ever do any video?
Nah.
Not playing with that.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah. That I think that was also one of my problems when in the photography game. I got I'm a nerd.
Right.
So I'm like, these cameras take great video.
Oh.
So I was like, let me do some video. And then I got the R5 and I was like, 120 frames. It looks like it don't matter what you're shooting. It looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Right.
Even at 1080, it looks fucking fantastic. But I started getting where I would, that was kind of like my last wedding. I was like, I'm going to do video and photography. Don't ever do that.
I wouldn't.
No. If you can help it, God. And it wasn't, I didn't get paid what I should have got paid. And especially for all the headaches and hassles that bride put me through. She's the sweetest lady. If you're watching,
Right.
love you to death, Jess, but Jesus Christ.
No.
She was calling me every single day. And then, for the because I tell them it's going to be 4 weeks, before I can deliver anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was probably 8 weeks to deliver the video. 4 weeks for the photos, 8 weeks for the video. And then, clients don't understand when you tell someone to change the music. Like I made this whole video, I've edited it to this music, and you
Yeah.
approved it in the beginning.
And now you're changing your mind.
And now you're changing it. So now basically what you're telling me is I have to give you an entirely new video.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, I've heard that the only reason I ask is because I've heard that Fuji does have a very good video
I've heard too.
as well. But it's good that you're focused on one thing. Stay focused.
I'm trying.
Stay hard. Little
Hey, yo.
David Goggins.
Got
So
me in
what's
trouble with that photo shoot?
which one?
Oh, this one?
This one?
Oh,
Got
that's
me in trouble.
oh,
How did it get you in trouble? No one can see it just now. I'll show them in a minute when you tell me. How did
That's when
not-
people started hating me and Jax.
people in Jack started hating you?
They started watching me because of him.
Okay.
We had this prom shoot. I'm just watching.
Uh-huh.
I came in regular clothes. I like to shoot in Crocs.
Uh-huh.
I had on sneakers that day.
Okay.
How I ended up shooting that day?
I don't know. How did you end up
How
shooting?
did I
that's-
end up
that's-
shooting?
nah, nah.
That's your fault.
Nah, so
It's your fault.
so what happened was
Easy said, jump in.
So what happened was I get a text, hey man, you got to shoot today? Yeah, at woot 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 woot, and he like, all right, I'm gonna pull up. So I'm sitting there taking pictures, and all I see is my flash started fucking tripping, and I'm like, I'm thinking my flash is just going off randomly. I'm like, why the fuck is my flash? I'm tripping like my flash broke or something. No, I look over, I see him like this. I'm like, oh man.
So
This
wait,
man-
you can connect both
So if-
cameras?
So we was on the same channel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when he was snapping his, it was making mine go off.
Oh.
So
It's your fault I was out there in the first place.
right. So
it's your fault.
So how the photographers are like they started having an issue. Is I think it was collectively both of us, like it was a photographer out there and like mind you, like I acknowledge all photographers, but it's based off I don't got my eyes fixated on you. So
No.
if you don't have
Right.
nothing that stand
You're
out,
working.
So, right. So if you don't have like a professional setup, I'm not going to look in the back of my head to be like, let me keep, let me watch out for I'm not walking in his frame or anything
Right,
like that.
right.
So if you just out there just with a camera, no flash setup, no nothing like that, I'm going to see you as you just somebody that just bought a camera.
Uh-huh.
So I kept walking to this photographer frame like every single time to the point that I heard them say, they're like, well, goddamn, what the fuck? In the back of my head, I'm like, fuck you.
You can say something. I mean,
You-
say,
you
hey,
know what I'm saying?
excuse me.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's like I guess it's where that standard at. But how he done creep this way in there is that the girl ended up going to him and he ended up stealing somebody's client for $100. That's
Okay.
I didn't ask for it. They came up to me. I was like, I do got my stuff with me.
right.
I mean,
Why
you can't
not?
control that.
All right.
And why would I mean, I don't know. I guess, is there an etiquette? I don't know.
Is there?
Or should there be?
I just feel like
I think it depends on who you are. Like I get a lot of models that hit me up that has personal photographers they work with constantly. I'll tell them no. I'll be like, I don't like using other photographers.
It's like going to a different barber, something.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then plus with it, the level of who the photographer is, it's like one model. Like I had one photographer reach out to me, and we was talking, and it's the same thing as like that. If your quality isn't up to par, your editing ain't up to par. Once your model comes and work with me or another photographer on my level, you lost that model.
Yeah.
Because now they're gonna see the difference in quality and what you're able to
Right.
produce as a photographer.
Yeah.
Professionalism too.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, and if I don't know, I wouldn't be upset. I didn't have regular models. I had friends that would help me that were professional models, and they would like, yeah, sure, we'll do some TFP, or if I had an idea, or if they had an idea, they wanted to do some work, they would reach out to me, because they knew at the time I was like, I'm not charging nobody.
yeah.
You know, I just wasn't. And that was dumb of me. At any rate, I don't know.
I think it's more so of a pride thing. A lot of photographers have a pride about them
Mm-hmm.
to where they think I own a model,
Yeah.
Nope.
so you can't work with nobody else. Like
Or-
you can't own nobody.
Mm-hmm.
People could want to work with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I tell my models all the time, yeah, we might have a contract together, but I want you to work with other photographers so we have different types of work on your
Right.
page, not
Mhm.
just mine.
Right.
That way people can see you can work with other people.
Yeah.
You can do different styles.
Diverse.
No.
Right. Some people don't like that though.
Yeah, nah. I think it is
We can talk offline. Was it anybody I know?
no. I think is it kind of really the photographers, quote unquote, that's more in it for the popularity. That's where it becomes that issue of your model work with me, you're gonna lose that model.
Mhm.
Because it's a difference from, oh, I just want to do it to be seen, and then versus I'm doing photography because I want to create art.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People don't get that.
Mhm.
And it's gonna show in your work.
I don't know about y'all, but like when I would edit a shot and I was like, damn, this is fucking banger, you know, and I would get real excited, and I would go post it, and that was because I was excited to share it with the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can look at my page and tell that I don't give a fuck about followers. Okay,
Yeah.
Both of my pages. I don't have a lot on my photography page, and I definitely don't have a lot on my podcast page, and that's because I don't promote like that. I'm not out here. I'm not out here showboating. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not here for follows. I'm not here for that. Would I like people to see the work? Would I like more people to see the work? Of course.
Yeah.
And that's what I say about this podcast all the time. Like, I don't care about it, but like, part of me, like, I don't give a fuck. It's not about me. It's
Right.
about y'all. This is your podcast right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, I'm facilitating it. My name's in the title, but like, I don't want people to go, I really like that, Jim. You know, I don't care about that. I want them to go, who was on the Graybeard podcast this week?
Right.
You know, it was Easy and Rose. Dope. I'm going to go check out that episode so I can learn more about these guys.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And that's the only reason that I would want like fucking millions of subscribers and followers, is so that more people can put eyes on you,
Right.
and so that I can help you to, you know, grow your roses, your rose garden, and for you to mine more gems, you know, or whatever.
Yeah. But I think that should be the collectively action that's taking place in Jacksonville when it comes to people that's working in the field like that.
100%. I've always said that we need to be more.
Yeah.
There's a thing that I learned about like comedians. Like, there was a period of time that comedians, it was all everybody was against each other. It was competition. It was you know, this and that. But now in this day and age, everybody supports one another.
Yeah.
Everybody lifts each other up. They all have each other on their podcasts. They all promote their friends, and every time somebody posts something, they share it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that I told you the other day. I used to do a lot of that, and then I started trying to wean myself off of social media. But I mean, I've often thought about it. I'm like, well, I should be doing more of that, because that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
promote you guys, and I should really be just sharing all of the things, because I want you to see a lift in your followers. I want you to see people interacting with you. Now, that brings up another question for both of y'all. But interacting with comments and people that DM you or whatever, like how do y'all deal with all of that?
For me on photos, I try to keep it clean. I'll just heart it. Just cause I don't know, that's something I've always done. That's like, even when I comment something, I always put 3 flames, cause you know, hence threes.
Yeah.
But
And it's a button now. You can just push the
Yeah.
button and it's,
yeah, and it's cause I don't. It's I don't want people to take it as, oh, he's not being serious as far as like engaging with my stuff. But that's just something I do towards anybody. If I'm on your comment flaming, I fuck with your work.
Okay.
If it's no comment, that's because I don't fuck with it.
Mhm.
But even if it's just 3 flames, I really rock with
What
your
about
work.
people that have y'all gotten any negativity on your posts at all? You shaking your head yes.
I feel like since majority of my posts are collab posts, and I'm not the one posting,
Okay.
the comments be towards the poster.
Right,
Oh,
right, right,
okay.
right,
Like,
right.
I've gotten some wild comments.
From dudes or girls?
Both.
Really? Like what? Should I go through your
Yeah, I can put up the
Repertoire?
perfect post. I can go to perfect post.
We're going to Instagram.
All right, go up. I want to say up. Keep going, keep going. All right, pull one right here. Go.
This one?
Yup. Comment. Hopefully it pops up at the top. It was so out of pocket.
My internet sucks. It's still loading.
All right, go down. Keep going.
I bet she smells like cocoa butter and love.
You got to see this one. Oh, that's all it show?
Yeah, that's all it's showing.
Oh man.
That's
You may have
crazy.
to read it.
See,
Yeah,
but what I like
Friday.
about this here is that even like this single shot right here, it's still executed nice with the model. Even it with being a pool bathing suit, it's her face still eats.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I think that's the biggest thing for me. You got to be able to eat without being sexual.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said I would eat you till my jaw locks and dislocates. And it was a girl.
Well, all right.
Oh.
I mean, they know what they
Huh?
like.
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
See, that's what I'm talking about. You do one of these, and her face still eats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what I was talking about. You do that to some models, and they face be like, eh.
Yeah. Like that.
Look.
That's beautiful.
Right.
It's a great shot. I don't understand the girl's hair. You know.
Oh, with the edges laid. I prefer that than having to edit.
The lace.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess, but like I've been seeing this look a lot. Like hers are good.
Yeah.
I've seen some of them. It looks like eyelashes on their hair.
I done seen some that literally.
I'm gonna get hate for that because I know that's a whole look. And ladies, I don't mean to hate. I'm just it's interesting to me. I think about
Read that one.
function
That's on
over.
this picture.
That's on this picture.
That's on this picture.
And this by a girl. It says, "I want you in my butt." End quote. That's
Well, all right.
This
then.
is a girl saying this.
Yeah.
I wonder if load more comments. Look at that. Let's see if now I can. I need
Look.
you.
This
I
is
keep adding comments. Shorty snapped. Keep me. Oh my god. Pressure. Yes, ma'am. Bad as bitch.
She got a lot of comments.
Yeah, dude. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
yeah.
You can be my sweet too.
You could be my sweet treat all the time. Damn. How long was it? How far down was it? The fucking rabbit hole.
It was one of the first comments. I don't know why it's not the top.
That is weird.
Go ahead and pin it.
Panty drop.
Oh, they go to
It's
one.
like, I'm sweet.
That's fucking hilarious. I'm sweet.
Suddenly
Oh,
I
okay. I eat chocolate. No, those are pretty good comments. I mean, those are not like negative comments. I get a lot of people that have a lot of they have more followers or whatever. Like you've got over 10,000, so I just wonder
I just hit that.
Did
Yeah.
you?
I'm just getting used to it.
Yeah. How long did it take you to was it like an overnight thing or?
It took me some months. I started running ads, and I think what really helps me is my marketing strategy is doing collab posts.
Okay.
So I work with different kinds of people to attract their crowd of people,
Right.
Okay.
and that's more of a crowd coming to me.
Yeah. So, question about your grid. Do you curate your grid like
I used to,
you worry about what your grid looks like?
not no more. I kind of don't care anymore.
Okay. So I
It's a video and that got me a lot of hate too.
which one?
Go down. Oh, did I pin it? No, keep going down.
Let's go see if you pinned it.
I didn't pin it,
Okay.
but I was definitely.
There's some of these I
on the
want to
couch.
watch. So I mean, I'll go back when we're offline and I'll check them out.
Don't trust everybody.
This one?
That got me a lot of hate. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's cool to get more. It's cool to get to know people who also do what you do and take pictures. why not everybody's genuine nowadays? Some people will hate you on the low and pretend like they're supporting you, and that's one thing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I might get crucified for this, but Tallahassee got a lot of them. They be hating, but they ain't gonna show you.
That's how Jacksonville is too, though.
Yeah.
How long ago was this, man? Your hair is much longer now.
They don't want
What was that, a whole year ago?
Yeah,
Oh,
2024.
24.
February 2024.
Very few who are genuine, and they'll actually come and help.
Yeah.
No, that's true though. I mean, there is a lot of that.
Yeah.
That's one of my goals to kind of end that bullshit, cause it be sickening to me.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now here I go in the comments. The point I was making about the comments is like, I don't know if it affects y'all like mentally.
Oh no.
Nah, I don't.
Do you
be
let
caring.
it
Social
get to
media
you?
is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a fantasy world.
it is a fantasy world. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, this right here, this video here, or like all the little, like maybe if you go on my reels, like my face, majority of my followers don't even know what I look like.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
I mean, that's true because when I like the first time I asked you on, I had to go deep. I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy? I don't even know what he looks like."
yeah, I had. I
And then
think
he came in here. I was like,
right.
"Fucking
Right.
terrorist."
a lot of people don't know. I had people asking why you don't post your face more, and I think for me it's like, for what?
Well, people get curious.
Yeah.
Because I know I have a photographer that I'm, he was kind of like my mentor when I was getting back into it and stuff. His page is Blue Strobe Photo, and there's like nothing of him on there. And like when I was talking to him, he was like, it's hilarious because like he used the same model for like years, and then he would like go to another model for years. So people would see huge chunks of all these different shots with the same model, and they think that that's him.
Yeah.
And so they were messaging and trying to buy his panties and shit. And he's like, occasionally I would have to put myself into a shot and and explain that, because he's like, I got tired of messaging people back, like, or blocking people because
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to take that.
Yeah. That was for very real. But I do know that a lot of people. It's why I post a lot of my stupid face on social media, whether I want to or not, because people are like, who's the person behind the account,
Right.
type of thing.
Makes them more comfortable sometimes.
Yeah, I'll just tell them, just book me. You'll see how I look. Just book me.
Yeah, what the fuck does it matter what I look like?
Right.
I'm not one in front of the camera.
Right.
I'm behind it, bitch. Sorry to call you.
Start
all
putting
bitches.
that in my package listing.
Yeah,
Right.
You get to see how I look.
yeah.
Charge extra $50.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find old boy.
I'm still tripping off this picture right here.
Which one? This
Go
one?
up one. That picture right there.
You snap.
Yeah, that's still. I don't got no favorites in the gyms.
But that's a good picture.
That's my favorite.
Even
picture
without
out
the
there.
girl in it.
Acer was your favorite.
That was
You
with
did
your
say-
with the
no,
roses.
No, you
with the
said
roses.
favorite overall.
With the roses.
Y'all don't.
Yeah, that one's she's my gym. I think basically from this post up all the way up, everything else besides him is my gyms.
Say, where does he fall under gyms? Is he a garnet?
No, he actually he's a wedding photographer.
Okay.
He knew me when I was legit. Like he knew me when I was in and out of jail.
Yeah.
Like he know me by my real name.
Okay.
And he.
You've told me, but I can't fucking remember.
I'll remind you offline.
It's fine. You said it on one of the podcasts.
Don't go back looking. But he actually, like, I seen him start from like midway and work his all the way work where to where he at now. And that was his purchase of his brand new Tesla. So he was so stoked. He was like, man, I really need you to come snap some pictures.
We probably should have removed his license plate, but
Look, click it. Click. Go ahead and click it. Do you see my watermark? None, because I didn't edit him. That's his edits.
Oh, okay. So he could have done that.
Yeah.
He wanted people to see that.
Yeah.
R to R, rags to riches.
But I'm proud of him though.
I'm imagining that's what that means.
Yeah, I'm definitely proud of him though.
Yeah, why not? That's dope. That's a good accomplishment.
Yeah. Cause he be moving. Like I think So far, I think the most I've seen him inside of Jacksonville is probably like 2 days out of the week.
Mhm.
The rest, he's getting flown out to do weddings.
Oh, I love that.
So he's making.
That
he's
would be
doing his
the
thing.
only way that Jim will ever do another wedding is if you bitches, you pay me $15,000 and you fly me to wherever destination you're going.
I don't
All
think-
expenses paid.
I think weddings. I don't know. If my homeboy hit me up for like help to do
Yeah,
a wedding, I'll be
second
like, okay,
shoot.
cool. But like,
That's
me,
the best way to start.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't get into it.
I'd
like,
second shoot. I wouldn't.
yeah, not first. Nah. Mm-mm. Regardless of
You
the
know,
money.
some people just like it. They fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Some people do. I don't want to seem sexist, but mostly it's women.
Yeah.
I have friends that are male photographers that love shooting their weddings. I think they like the money more than
Yeah.
anything, because eventually it becomes a point where you're like, it's very standardized. Like, you know what you got to do.
Yeah.
You're actually running the fucking wedding.
Yeah.
By the end of it, if you're not running the show, you're not doing it right.
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 Because shit has to happen on your time. You know, like my favorite clause in my contract for weddings was, me and my second shooter, we eat at the same time as the bride and groom.
Yeah. I'm not even going to ask you. Like, best believe if everybody's eating, I'm going to eat. Why? Number one reason is people don't want their picture being taken of them while they're eating.
Well, that's one, but furthermore, in the contract, we were right behind. We got our food second. So if
Yeah.
it was one of those buffet deals,
yeah.
bride and groom are there, me and my second shooter are right behind them, and then the rest of the family behind us.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we have to eat when they're eating because nothing's happening.
Right.
You
Right.
you know,
right. That's y'all downtime.
That's when they're picking up those fucking, those little snapping
yeah.
roll
yeah.
cameras that they put on the table. Waste of fucking time. Nobody ever develops them or does anything with them.
Right.
But yeah, and then as soon as they get done eating, they start walking around. It's like time to work again.
Yeah,
You know, but
yeah.
yeah, that was the biggest part of it. Especially if you're I hit my button. If you're out there working for 10 hours,
Yeah.
you better fucking eat, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta eat.
And I'm a food junkie, so
Yeah.
best believe. Even when I was doing club events,
And you're
Like,
a little guy too.
I'm gonna eat. Like, even when I was doing club events, like, you know how many times people, like, I just started, like, I'm new to this event,
Mhm.
and they'll see me like right before like when stuff really start popping off. I'm sitting at the bar eating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna eat first.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's not like isn't a contract that you have to pay for my food. Right now I'm a customer.
Yeah.
Regardless if I got my camera in my hand. I'm
Yeah.
a customer right now.
I'm
gonna
off the clock.
eat. Yeah.
Right.
So what's next for Rose Shots? What's like the long-term goal for you?
Long term,
Yeah.
branding. A lot of branding shoots. So I'm looking to expand to Miami as far as my models, because right now all I have is Tallahassee, Jax, Orlando, and a little bit of Daytona. So Miami's gonna be my next.
All he has.
Right. You see now you see what I was saying?
Next stop's gonna be Miami, because
Uh-huh.
ultimately, I'm still gonna be a photographer, but I'm also gonna have somewhat of a modeling agency where people can book me, and then when I do my branding campaigns, like a hairstylist or a clothing brand, they want to book me, they can book models too.
Yeah.
They can book hairstylists, they can book makeup artists, all through one person.
Yeah.
So
That's smart.
Really to go.
It's like a package deal. Like
Right.
you have everything they need all in one. It just takes the guesswork out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's a lot of those. A lot of people don't know where to go.
Right.
Right.
You know, and you know, talking about weddings, you know, a lot of the photographers, DJs, hair and makeup, they all kind of come together
Yeah.
and they click up and they'll like, well, let's make a package deal.
That's
And,
right.
and
Right,
they'll,
right.
you know, they'll like, if they hire the photographer first, they'll say, well, I work with this specific DJ if you need a DJ and also this makeup artist and
Right.
hairstylist. So that's really good that you're doing that. So branding, what is your brand?
My brand.
Is that it right there on your shirt?
Yeah, Rose Shots. The Garden. I also I make my own magazine too. My magazine is called The Garden. So
Like
that's-
e-zine or?
no, it's physical.
Yeah? You
Yeah.
print it?
Printed and all. Got a magazine rack in the studio I shoot at.
Nice. That's very dope, man. There's not a lot of people that are printing shit these days.
Yeah.
Now, do you print your work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like, do you do like books?
I have, so that's what my magazines are. I'm starting to get into canvases, but I just recently had a, I guess a pop-up flyer thing. I don't know what to call it, but it pretty much rolls out some little flyer
Okay.
for picture.
Oh, that's cool.
No.
Yeah, that's I think that's have you started printing your stuff, Easy?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. I looked at.
Ass about.
Huh?
Another thing to be on your ass about.
Right. Because that's I think that's the biggest thing. Like this is why me and Rose click so hard. Is and one thing like the biggest thing I appreciate is that he pushed me.
He don't give you an inch.
Yeah, he'll push me to
I need some of that.
Yeah. and I appreciate it because for the longest I always like, and that's why my prices be so cheap. Because I always downplayed my own work.
Right.
But he's
I've
definitely
told
been
you that before too.
Yeah. So he
Cause he be playing.
he's definitely been helping me as far as like kind of help me in a sense almost kind of orchestrate the path to where I need to be at. Because I don't know, it's been a lot of shit. It's been a lot of shit. I'm still learning though.
You're learning the business side. That is the biggest trouble as a creative, as an artist. You just want to do the art.
Right.
I don't care about 1099s and fucking contracts and all this other shit. I don't want to have to deal with none of that shit. You know, I mean, but is that something that you focus a lot on?
So it's more so making sure you're paid for your time. Like I tell him all the time, a lot of people would kill to be in his position. Not even on no cocky shit or anything like that. People have offered to pay me, fly me out just for me to show them how to do a one light setup.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so stupid, but they'll pay it.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I want him to do.
That's what YouTube is for.
I'm not doing that. I want him to do that.
Hey, see, but even my gens, they'll be like, even when we did that beat shoot, like it was a photographer that walked up to me and was trying to get information out of me, and I was sharing it. They was like, you need to start fucking charging people for that. And I was like, I could never. And he even told me the same thing. You need to start charging.
Well, I mean, if it's on the spot, I imagine it's like, yeah, I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to teach you what I know. But like going forward, if people are really interested, then yeah, do some videos, do some YouTube, do some, they're already out there.
Yeah.
Why not put your stuff in that hat?
Right.
Get your name out there that way. I mean, because for sure, if I've learned anything from YouTube, people don't go to YouTube for podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm slowly building my following basis, my subscriber count. It's slow. It's like painfully slow. But I'm consistent. We do a podcast every freaking week, every Saturday. It's rare that I'll miss one. So for me, that's what I have going for me. But I do have other videos on my YouTube channel. When I do an unboxing, it gets way more views. If I do a tutorial, or whatever, it gets way more views than anything. And no matter what, and so that's what people want. People want to learn. It's literally YouTube University. And if you do your SEO right, your search engine optimization properly.
I don't even know what that is.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's basically like
thing.
it's you optimize the way people find your content on search engines. So when people type in, how to do a one light setup, your stuff comes up first.
Okay. So it's almost like running an LLC through Google.
Sort of.
Like they marketing their.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
I mean, like my friend Roy, he's a wedding DJ. He does. He'll be on in a couple weeks probably, but he's been on before. But he does a lot of weddings. He does bingo nights and stuff like that. He's an entrepreneur, straight up. He's been doing this shit for like 20 years, and he named his company the DJ Co.
Yeah.
So whenever you type in, looking for a DJ in the Jacksonville area, his shit comes up first.
Right.
I mean, he tried to get me when I started my business. I've tried to start my photography business like 5 times, and every time he's like, "Man, you just need to make it the Photo Co, Photography Co, or whatever, something.
Yeah.
Put that in the name." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, that sounds so fucking generic. I don't want that. I just want my name. I wanted it to be my name because I wanted to be Peter McKinnon, and I'm not fucking Peter McKinnon, but yeah, it's smart. You have to learn how to work that system because that system will for sure bounce you around like a fucking, ping pong ball.
Yeah, I'm just not getting better with Instagram.
Yeah.
I think since I ran the launch with my gyms, I think I gained probably like almost 300
That's good.
followers.
That's good.
So it's been doing pretty good, and it's only the start.
Yeah.
Like I already told my gyms, like after our meet and greet, like once we have our meeting, be ready because I plan on shooting every week,
Mm-hmm.
just to keep my posts,
Yeah.
regular.
So that makes me think about you because you do a lot of collaboration posts.
Right.
So like, how do you? Because there's a thing where it's like, you got to post 3 times a day at these specific hours and shit like that, and you're not doing that.
At all.
All right. I mean, do they know this stuff? Do they know maybe, or does it really even matter?
Instagram does not know. I realized that the other day because it told me you need to start posting or make your first post in like a few months. I
Mhm.
was like, I got post up, but then I thought about it, I was like, I'm not the one posting it, so it's
Uh-huh.
probably not counting it for real.
Right.
For
So,
you,
yeah.
your page.
But it's grew my page.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Usually when I see a post I like and it has a collaboration on it, and it's someone that I follow
right.
already, and I'm like, what? It says follow. I follow them already. And you click it, and it shows everybody involved.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I'll go, fuck it. I love this post. So I will follow it.
Yeah.
And that's part of my problem. I'm a consumer as well. When I'm putting it out, the content, it's much less that I'm actually consuming, but I will. It's like I don't drink anymore. I don't do any drugs. Maybe some. No, we don't talk about it. A little psilocybin, allegedly. But yeah, I mean, so that's become like an addiction to me, which is why I'm like very militant about moderating myself on that shit. But is there anything that you want to add to talk about yourself, or anything that maybe? If people are looking to join your team or your team or
Team closed.
huh?
So the team closed right now.
Yeah, put on clothes.
Team's closed.
It's closed unless it's a new location for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So that makes sense.
I do it by cities.
Okay.
For
How,
right now.
so how many people per city can you allow until you got to move to the next one, until you close shop? Like, I got enough in this city.
I want to say 6 solid people.
Okay.
If I can have 6 solid models, I'm good in that city.
How long does it take you to find 6 solid models?
Not long.
I love the fucking confidence in this guy. He's sitting over here aura farming like fucking Sun Jin Woo. That's good though. That's good. That's probably why you're getting them like that. It's because of that
Yeah.
confidence.
It's just now, I think my biggest problem with my photography right now is moderating emotion.
How so?
I pride my photography on family oriented, being close. If one of my models call me, okay, I need help changing my tire, I'm gonna go change it.
Okay.
That comes with feelings, because then they're gonna be like, oh, they might take it the wrong way. He liked me. He wanted to be. That's not what this is. And
So-
I've had that happen a few times. I'll be like, I gotta cut you off.
Okay. So like when someone cancels or reschedules and you have to fill in because you've already set aside the time for shooting, and you think that they get a little upset because you filled it in the position. Look, I'm just trying to clarify because, I mean, I get the same thing. Like I'll schedule a podcast, and if somebody cancels or scrubs on me or something, I'll call him or somebody else, and
Yeah.
or me and my son-in-law Pat will just do a podcast together because it's like I don't want to miss a day because you couldn't make it.
Right.
And I don't. It's not for me. It's not like there's any love lost. I still love them. Like it's people. Maybe it's someone I know. Maybe it's someone that's been on before. Whatever.
Right.
I mean, I still love you, and I want to reschedule, but I'm still gonna do my fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And
Right,
sometimes I'll post about that shit. Like, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, after the week after Russell, I was like, I had a cancellation, and I started posting about it. And I really hope that my friend that was supposed to be on that night didn't take umbrage by it. He wasn't upset because it's nothing personal, but I've still got a thing I have to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build this, and I don't think that there was any animosity, but I can see where that might happen.
Yeah.
So you saying that they do get a little, some of them.
Some of them get jealous, but more so what I was hitting on is they take some things as flirtatious. That's not flirtatious.
Yeah. I think
I'm gonna ask you to tell me what.
Expand.
Yeah. What I mean, like what could be a
Okay,
flirtation?
I have a great story.
Okay, please.
She wasn't my model.
Make sure you're up to the mic.
She wasn't my model, but she was a client that booked me.
Mm-hmm.
I did her photo shoot. She was talking about. I'm a listener. I don't like talking. So she's talking about her life.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And at the end of the photo shoot, typically my clients leave. I just send them the photos.
Mhm.
She sat while I was uploading her photos. I uploaded them, telling about how she's a prize and all of that. How she don't give herself to nobody. I kid you not. 5 steps outside of the studio, I want to fuck you.
Oh, she said that.
Yeah, she said it straight out. I said, I have a girlfriend. She said, yeah, you have a girlfriend and a wife.
What the fuck?
This lady, 30, 3 kids, 32, 3 kids. And she was like, yeah, she used to have a hair store next to us. And she said, you never flirted with me. Because I have a girlfriend. What do
Yeah,
you
there's a
mean?
reason for that.
Yeah. She's like, you don't look at me like you want me. I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I definitely don't want you.
Yeah. I don't want no problems. I got to
Yeah.
go home to
Right.
somebody at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's ultimately you have respect for your girlfriend.
Right.
And you love your girlfriend.
Right.
And it's like, I'm here to do a job.
Right.
We're not here for that. Sorry.
Right.
You know, now if you're someone like me, we'll talk. Maybe later. I don't know. I usually don't I don't mess around with people I work with either, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a homeboy right now that like this is my homeboy for real. Like I'll go to his house and I'll edit and stuff like that. That's where we took some pool pictures at his pool,
yeah.
and he'll tell me, he'll like, man, easy man, I'm about to just get a camera, but I'm gonna be the photographer they don't want to work with, cause I'm a try to hey man, go ahead and take these over real quick. I like, man, don't pick up no motherfucking camera.
Yeah. Yeah. That's some solid advice.
Yeah.
There's other ways. There's other
It
ways
is.
to get your little hoe on. You know, you don't
Yeah.
gotta tarnish the name of every other photographer out here and that's really
Yeah.
trying to do something.
I think what a lot of people forget is that us photographers, we have a certain trust level that people put into us.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
being a photographer is a lot of responsibility, whether you realize it or not. Even though it might just be clicking a button to some people, other people you just save their life.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. There is a lot to that. I mean, it's just you can fuck up a lot for a lot of people
Right.
if you're doing that, and like you said, it could save a life. It could, maybe it was they weren't feeling good about themselves or
Right.
whatever. I mean, and not only that, but something I was thinking about when you said that is they're in a very vulnerable position.
Right.
And a lot of times they want those types of pictures or, whatever. And so they're allowing you to put them in the vulnerable position. And it's just like there has to be trust there.
Yeah.
And if
Trust
you
and
break
boundaries.
that trust with even one of those people, word of mouth is fast.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
That was fast. Jinx on that, I guess. You guys owe each other a coat. But no, I mean, word of mouth is so fast, and I've learned that like the hard way,
Yeah.
and because I'm like I said, I started out very wholeheartedly. I'm like, this is wholesome, and I'm going to do family pictures and this and that, and then it slowly worked into this whole other realm, and you're like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And now I'm in this lifestyle that I don't know anything about, but yeah, it's a dangerous game.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
no, it definitely is. It definitely
I would recommend to any of the young people, especially men, young boys, if you're out there and you just, you're on Marketplace and you find a camera and you just buy a damn camera and you're like, I'm about to start shooting. Actually, we should probably give the ladies some things to look for as to what, like the
Yeah.
red flags for photographers. What would you say are some red flags for some maybe not so not
I
so
don't want to say anything. I want to show something, but I'm not going to do that.
No, we won't show anything. I'm sure you could come up with like a way to say it where it don't put nobody on
When
blast.
the only thing on their page is explicit or seductive posing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what I tell my mom.
Even with people who I've seen photographers shoot people with clothes on, but it still looks highly sexual. And
Okay.
It don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your photographer say bend over like this, it's time to find somebody new.
Yeah.
Like I tell my models, like, cause I have an openness with them. I tell them go work with other photographers too. I like, but vet their page.
Yeah.
Actually, if you follow them, look at what they posting on their story, seeing how they move, how they act.
Bring a friend.
Yeah.
Always
I tell
bring
all
a
my
friend.
models, I say, go get a Glock. That's my favorite thing to tell my models, get a Glock.
Would you say a red flag would be certain cameras? You know, like a Canon T6. That's a very beginner camera. Now,
I can see.
now I will say that I have seen some people that were starting out and they took some very good pictures with a T6.
Yeah.
So I'm not hating on that. If you're starting out, I'm not hating on that. Use the camera that you can afford. But if it's a dude and he's trying to get you naked and in this very vulnerable position and he's rocking a T6,
Yeah, right.
you know,
right.
keep your pants on.
Right.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Right.
I feel like your first shoot with a photographer should never be anything explicit.
No,
I agree. I agree.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
What were you gonna say?
And it's not so much on that particular style of photography. Photographers that use cameras like that, because like you said, if use what you got, because in reality, the equipment helps you, but it doesn't make you.
Right.
But like I tell my models, and I tell them all the time, I like hold yourself to a standard. I get you want to help certain people with shoots and stuff like that, so they can build their portfolio. But be mindful if I'm your photographer, or you shoot with Rose, or you shoot with somebody on a high caliber level, you cannot fuck around and go shoot with somebody that's in the beginning stage and posting on your page. It's gonna fuck up your
100%.
portfolio.
Right.
So be mindful who you shooting with.
Right.
You can help people, you know what I'm saying, but don't downgrade.
Yeah, you're gonna hinder yourself.
Yeah,
you're
'cause
helping somebody.
Because it was one girl I used to work with all the time. She used to constantly book me, and she worked with this photographer, and it wasn't her shoot, but it was a branding that she was asked to do, and the brand person chose that photographer, and she posted it. They did a collab post, and I seen it, and I was like, I liked it because I fuck with her, but I immediately shared it, put it in the message. I said, don't you ever fucking shoot with him again. Just being honest.
Yeah.
If you shot with, I was your main photographer, and then another photographer you shot with, work was pretty decent. I said, look at this shit that they just posted.
Hmm.
No. Don't you ever.
Yeah.
And then I have to clean it up. She like, what you mean? His work is shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, let me be nicer about it. I was like, his work isn't on the level that you should be working with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing I tell my models. But anybody I really work with, for I tell them that. And it's not to bite the head off of any other photographers, because everybody got a process of when they're building. But once you're at a certain level, you got to hold yourself to that.
Yeah. I mean, like you wouldn't see Heidi Klum posting a damn, working with a photographer, that's shooting on a high school, level.
Right.
They're posting it like this is the big shit.
Right,
Like,
right.
bro, she's worked with people that make fucking gangs of
Yeah.
money. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I'm just saying, I'm just using that. Sorry, Heidi. But, just using it as an example. But yeah, you've got, once you get to a certain level, I imagine you have to continue to use that, stay at that level with the visuals that you're uploading and people use Instagram as their portfolio these days.
Right.
But that's why I was asking, if you're going to start printing things out. Like I've got a few photo books in my little. I use what the fuck is it called? I don't know. I have a specific company that I use, and you can go on their website and set up as many books as you want, and then just hit add to cart, and they'll send it. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I can't remember the damn name anyways, but it don't matter. But that's all they do is photos. It's not like taking your shit to Walgreens, that's all they fucking do. But it just seems like it would be cooler to have a backpack and pull out 2 or 3 books and be like, this is my work.
Right.
Versus going,
Instagram.
here, look at my shit. On a phone, it doesn't pop as much.
Right.
I mean, it looks cool, and that's the format that people like to see because that's what they're on.
Yeah.
But I know that if I saw a book with some of your photos printed out, I would probably be a lot more like,
Yeah, he's serious.
So, yeah, that's what I use for my models. So I know they have comp cards, but I tell my models they have to earn a magazine. When they earn their magazine, that's multiple shoots in it, and they use that as, you know, their portfolio.
yeah.
Because there's not too many people walking around with magazines over now.
No, I don't think I met anybody.
So this, let me ask you about the magazine. This magazine, is there like articles in it, or is there anything like blogs, or is it just
just straight
photos? Okay. Do you have any plans for that?
It's still evolving
Okay.
for right now. I do want to get more in depth and detail with my magazines, but as of right now, it's just been like photos.
I got you. Because I mean, you know, again, you could write a little blog on probably every photo that you posted, or every one that you printed in that magazine. That's the cool part, I think. For me, I like to read about shit like that. You know, like, hey, what was he thinking? You know, what?
Now, I do have one magazine that I have been selling that has articles in it, but that's because it's my lighting book. So I have a studio lighting book for beginners.
Oh, okay, that's
So-
very cool. Why you laughing, man? That's cool as shit.
It's yeah.
You're a humble guy, aren't you? You try to stay
No.
humble. You're just playing humble.
I'm a humble guy outlooking, but inside of myself, I be like, I know I'm the shit. But it's like I value
You
my
have to.
relationship with people to the point. Like before I was a photographer, I've never had anyone tell me no when it came to like relationships and women, and I've seen how that affected like some of my homeboys and how they would feel and get jealous. So like outside looking in, I'm not gonna ever brag about anything making one feel like, oh,
Yeah.
he think he the shit. So
Right.
because that also brings envy,
Yeah.
greed, jealousy. You know,
Sure.
like,
I mean, you got to have
I feel less.
you got to have a little bit of an ego,
Right.
Yeah.
a little bit, because otherwise you're never going to get out the house.
Right.
You know, when a healthy amount of ego, would you say that? You got to have a healthy ego.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be narcissistic, but for sure, there's got to be a little bit. Like when you said, "I know I'm the shit," I'm like, that's kind of cool. You know, what I mean, because a lot of people can't. They're like, "No, man, I'm okay."
Yeah.
Like I'm one that if somebody compliments something I do, I'm like, "Oh, I guess thanks." I don't know how to deal with a compliment.
That's how I be. But then I'll get on my story and be like, man, it's 3 motherfucking easy.
That's hilarious. Well, shit, guys. I know you got to get back to Tallahassee. It's a long friggin' drive from here to Tallahassee.
It's like an hour.
Is it really?
Nah,
It's
he
not
be-
supposed to, but it's like an hour.
He drive like I ride my bike.
I gotta
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Maybe cruising.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. Well, like I said, I don't want to keep you. But you're just like him. You're welcome back anytime you want to come back. We can just shoot the shit. We ain't got to talk photography or nothing.
That works.
We always end up doing it because we're nerds
Yeah.
about photography. You know, and I'm sure there's some stuff that I didn't ask you that I wanted to. It always happens. Y'all will leave and I'll be like, why didn't I ask about composition or whatever, you know? But
Right.
so yeah, man, I think we'll go ahead and wrap her up so we can get you out of here and get you back home to your girlfriend. We ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. He's been a good boy. Let me put that out there. But I do thank you for coming over and hanging out and letting me pick your brain a little bit.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hell yeah. And you too, Easy. Thanks for bringing him on.
Yeah.
You're always a pleasure to be here, and you know you're always welcome back anytime. You know.
Yes, sir.
So with that, before we cut out, I'm going to roll up and just show everybody. This is Easy's page, guys. You know, it's 3AZY_photography. It's real easy. It's so easy.
Right.
It's too easy. He is a Jacksonville photographer. Go follow him on Instagram right now. And this other one, we was way back. Rose ROSE.shots with a Z. Go follow him right now and like all of his everything that he does, just like Easy. And you know, don't forget, follow us as well, the Graybeard Podcast. You can go over to if you want to go to my photo page. I haven't posted anything in forever, but it's just the Graybeard photo. I think it's Graybeard Photo Co. I don't remember what it is. I haven't been there for so long. It doesn't matter, but if you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a comment. We appreciate all of it. And with that being said, we will see y'all in the next one.